Two, one. Hello, race fans, and welcome back to another Race Face Driving 5 podcast here on raceface.tv. Jacob Seelman back in the host chair. On the other side of the screen, I have Clayton Otteau with me, who is coming off a pretty darn spectacular weekend for you. In one of the coolest race names that I think I've gotten to write in a while, you went to Keystone over the weekend for the annual corn roast race, and that's not an exaggeration. That's actually what they call it. Um, have you ever had a weekend like this? Four qualifying track records, three out of four, you put it in victory lane. I mean, that's you can't do much better than that.
Yeah, I would say that too. I was just really happy with the track records I set. That was really my favorite thing because I got four little it was like a little like corn plushie.
There's I don't know if the pictures made it to social media yet, but I have seen a picture of the little handheld corn plushes that they gave out for qualifying, which is kind of unique because with a lot of the major quarter midget races, you guys don't do actual track record qualifying all that often. So this is one of those moments where you kind of really get to soak it in and go for speed.
Yeah, that's for sure. We had a lot of speed that weekend. We had three bench shocks in our formula, so that's why we weren't really able to compete, and the car was just pushing up the track. But besides all of that, thanks to Jimmy Phillips' Mission Impossible racing setups, it helped the car like turn through the corners better and all of that stuff. He had all these new shock setups for us.
You've been working with Jimmy a little bit here more recently. Do you feel like that his help and kind of what he's been able to work with you guys on the car has really led to all this success that you've had the last little bit here?
Yeah, I think it does because the car it controls way better with whatever he did with his setups and stuff. It controls way better than it did before.
So did you guys know going into the feature that the shocks were bent on the formula, or was that one of those you realized it after the fact that there was an issue?
It was after the fact. We had no clue until we got home and then my mom took off the shocks and we saw they were all like bent up.
So you was that wrestling the car? I mean, you talked about it was pushing pretty good. Were you having to wrestle it kind of just to hang on and keep anything crazy from happening in that feature?
Yeah, I still was able to finish fourth, but the car, there was also on the right rear, like I think it was like the rear hub, there was like loose too, a little
In other
bit.
words, it was just yeah, everything could go wrong did, and you still managed to get a decent finish out of it.
Yeah,
I know you've won in multiple classes before in a single day, but just with all the success you were able to have piled in there, would you say that this past weekend is one of the best that you've been able to have in the quarter midget?
oh yeah, for sure, definitely. Four
I
track
know.
wins, that's like the best I've ever done, really.
Were you surprised that it was just that good, particularly in qualifying?
Yeah, we don't really do good in qualifying all the time.
I was going to say that one of the very first driving fives you and I ever did, you looked at me and said, "I'm not good at qualifying." Well, you were good at qualifying this time, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So that's been really your highlight in the quarter midget here this last little bit. I know you had nationals a couple of weeks ago at Hagerstown, which was an experience. You had the one broken finger last time we did a drive-in five. You injured the thumb a little bit, but everything's good though now, right?
Yeah,
You're at least on the mend and back to where you need to be.
yeah, I'm good. I can squeeze my phone and stuff.
That's what we like to see. I know you've not been in the junior sprint in a little bit. I know you're hoping to get back to that before too long. Had a win in July, only have had really one race in August that you've done with it so far. But how do you feel like the junior sprint racing's been going this year, kind of in general?
We found a lot of issues with the car and stuff because the fuel like it just evaporates before it even gets to the engine. So when it's the perfect temperature outside. The car is super fast. That's when we got that win. So we have to adjust that, how much fuel goes into the carburetor, and more stuff like that, like the spark plug and stuff. Is more.
I know we're getting
It
to
runs
the
on
end of
methanol.
all
It
I
runs
know
on
we're
methanol, so
methanol, yep. I know we're getting to the end of August. Are you back in school yet or getting ready to go back in school?
get ready to go back in school. And nationals are my on my first day of school. It's when we're parking.
Nice, nice. So, in other words, you have you have that to look forward to, and on the other side of the coin, it's like school.
Yeah.
It'll work out though. I know you. Hey, good things in school mean good things in racing. That's what we've always talked about on here. So,
Yep.
I know. Is there outside of the race car? Is there anything else you're doing kind of to enjoy the last few days of summer, or has it just been filled with lots of stuff with the race car in the shop?
Mostly the race cars and stuff like that. We've just been working on them and stuff, preparing them for nationals.
It's going to be a big time coming up for you, Clayton. I know you're excited about it. I know you mentioned Jimmy, but there's a lot of other partners too that go into making this possible for you. Who all do you need to give a thank you to?
Um, Almedia Almedia or something strategic investments, Contra Group, Esposito Construction, Level 10 Development, the Otteau Group, The Works Barbershop, Lacey Photography, Hoffman Pediatric Dentistry, Friends of Jacqueline and Raceface, Jimmy Phelps Mission Impossible Racing, which I already gave credit to, um, Crybaby Performance for our engines, CSI Shocks for our shocks, and Storm Chassis for our cars.
It's been a lot of fun to watch, Clayton. I know you're excited to continue celebrating the success from this past weekend, and remind everybody what date the next Nationals is for you.
Um, I can't really remember. It's next week. So this weekend's the regional that I'm not going to, and then the next week after that is the national. So in 2 weeks coming up.
Okay. All right, we will, and we'll have information on all that for you coming up on socials and on raceface.tv. So, Clayton, always glad to have you on here. Excited for you. Go celebrate with the family, and we will have another one here next month, and hopefully talk about some more victories and success for you.
Yep, that's for sure.
That's
From
Clayton
that
Otteau.
national.
As always, I'm Jacob Seelman. This has been another Raceface Drive in 5. We'll see you next time on raceface.tv.